Let's move on to our third main topic today. And our third main topic today gets submitted to us by Talk C, who writes, did you hear all the rumbling about the rights to Hulk and Namor is coming back to Marvel? I've seen many sites talking about it, but like you said, always check the source, and it doesn't look like a very reliable one. Your thoughts? All right, thanks a lot for sending that in, man. And yes, amidst all the juggernaut that has been Marvel and the MCU.
I see what you did there. Juggernaut.
Yes. I'm glad somebody caught that. Two of the bigger questions that has really been hanging over the whole thing for a while has been, number one, Hulk, and most predominantly Hulk. Because a lot of people wonder, wait a minute, you're putting Hulk in all these movies. Why don't you do a Hulk movie? Well, because basically, for those of you who don't know, Universal has the distribution rights to Hulk. There are two sets of rights, all right? There's the production rights, there's distribution rights. Marvel has the rights to make movies with the Hulk in them. Hell, they even have the right to make a standalone Hulk movie. The catch is, if you make a Hulk movie, Disney doesn't get to be the distributor of it. Universal gets first dibs at being distributor of it. And so there's been this back and forth thing going around all the time. So there's been Hulk, and there's also been the question of Namor, which has also been wrapped up in a whole bunch of rights questions and things like that. So some people have been seeing, flying around the internet, a bunch of reports saying that Marvel has now gotten back the rights to Hulk and Namor. Pump the brakes on that. All right? Pump the brakes on that. I'm not saying they haven't. Be clear. However, the notion that they have gotten them back, pump the brakes on that a little bit. Because even though you're seeing a bunch of sites claiming that this is the case, and you're seeing a bunch of sites saying that, talking about the reports that Marvel has gotten Hulk and Namor back, the reality is all those sites are getting their information from one place. And that one place is a website called MCU Cosmic. Now, MCU Cosmic is not like a typical random kid in his spare bedroom writing some blog without any real information. MCU Cosmic is run by a guy who used to run like the DVD stuff for IGN, right? But keep in mind, this whole thing that he even writes himself in this, he wants to highlight, listen, guys, this is just a rumor. And he's heard from one place, he's heard from one source that this has happened. So one guy heard from another unnamed guy that this is what happened. And even the one guy can't really say that this is true. Now, one of the things I completely believe, the author's name over here is Jeremy Conrad. I completely believe that Jeremy Conrad was told this. That I have no doubt. But just as I was told that Boba Fett would show up in the season finale of Mandalorian, I was told that, but it didn't end up being true, which makes me go, phew, I'm glad I never reported that. I think Jeremy was indeed told this for sure, but even he is emphasizing in his own article here, guys, I am putting this out there simply as a rumor. So other sites jumped onto it and started spinning it as a big story when really it all comes from right here on Jeremy's site. So the question becomes, is this legit? Is this real? Is this true? Has Marvel, in fact, gotten back the rights to Hulk so they'd be free to make Hulk live action films without needing to give the distribution rights to Universal to do it? Have they gotten the rights to Namor? And are they actually going to incorporate Namor into Black Panther, which a lot of people have been speculating for a long time? I think this. I think when a report like this comes out from a source like this, I think you take it, you file it away in your head. I say, okay, let's keep that in mind. Let's keep this report in mind, and then let's see what happens later, see if it comes out. But for now, let's not assume that this is true. Because even Jeremy wrote himself that this is something right now that needs to kind of be considered as a rumor at this point, more than anything. It says even he only heard it from one guy that he can't name. So at this point, I think it's just an interesting thing that's out there. Let's file it away in the back of our heads to see if any other information comes in about this. For me, Rob, my starting assumption right now is that no, Marvel hasn't gotten Hulk and Namor back. I think one of the major trades might have broke that by now if this were true.
I agree.
But I'm also not discounting that there's a possibility it could be real. We know Marvel has wanted these things back for a long time, right? They want these things back. So I think you got to file this under the category of this could turn out to be something. For now, let's not assume it, but it could turn out to be something later. But for now, I'm still operating on the assumption that they haven't yet. But my mind could change on that depending if new information comes to light. Rob, you're seeing all this coming about. Number one, where's your level of belief right now as far as if this is true? But number two, do you think it is to Marvel's advantage even to go out and get these characters when they already have so many characters and they're making so many movies? What's your thoughts on that right now?
Well, first of all, I think it absolutely is to Marvel's advantage to bring all of their characters under one roof, especially one of the characters that they've been making movies with. And another character people are waiting to see. I mean, who doesn't want Namor in the MCU? And I think, look, Universal has put out 2 Hulk films, and it is the kind of deal. It wouldn't be something that was done in a vacuum. I think this would be big news because, I mean, Universal has spent a lot of money on those Hulk movies. Ong Lee made one of them. So it's not something that would stay quiet. And the fact that they've talked about, there's been whispers that Namor is going to be the villain in Black Panther 2. In the comics, he obviously flooded Wakanda. There's a great precedent for him to be in Black Panther 2. He also is a mutant, so he's part of the Illuminati. So he means a lot to the Marvel Cinematic Universe. And I think it's a victory, as you would assume, that whenever there's a victory, John, everybody wants to put that in the trades. And I think this would be a great victory. And when one studio sells another studio their assets, it's a big deal. It's big news. And I think that we would hear about it, and it would be something that certainly they would want to report because it's exciting for the fan base.
It is exciting for the fan base. I think a lot of people would be very interested in seeing it come back, and I know I would be interested. Look, I'm not going to lie. My interest in a standalone Hulk film has declined a little bit after what they did with Hulk in Infinity War and Endgame. I love Infinity War and Endgame. I really do, but not every movie's perfect. And if I had to pick out a couple things that bother me, I wasn't big on the whole Professor Hulk thing, but I thought it was a brave thing to try. I want to see Hulk. Damn it. I want to see Hulk. So if you're going to give me Hulk,
right,
then count me as a little bit more interested. The question is for you guys, though. What do you think about all this? Number one, do you buy into the rumor right now? Do you think, I think this is absolutely true? Do you think it's interesting? Do you think Marvel shouldn't pay any attention to this? Do you think Marvel should absolutely pursue this? Are you interested in standalone Hulk films, or are you perfectly happy with seeing Hulk playing the role in the MCU that he has been? Jump down into the comments section below and let me know what you guys think. All right.